Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're in the mood for some heart-pounding thrillers, you're in the right spot. Today, I've got a list of 10 must-watch thrillers streaming on Prime Video, Hulu, and Tubi. These movies are packed with suspense, plot twists, and everything you love about a great thriller. So whether you're into mind-bending mysteries or edge-of-your-seat suspense, I've got you covered. Let's dive into the best of the best. Number 10. Little Bone Lodge. Little Bone Lodge is a tense, atmospheric thriller directed by Matthias Hona that blends psychological suspense with elements of rural horror. Set almost entirely in one location, the film masterfully uses isolation, claustrophobia, and character-driven tension to keep the viewer locked in. The story follows a mysterious young man and his injured brother who seek shelter in a remote farmhouse during a storm. They're taken in by a stern, seemingly protective mother who's hiding secrets of her own. As the night unfolds, tensions rise, and disturbing truths begin to surface. The film slowly peels back layers of each character, revealing hidden motives and dark pasts. What starts as a home invasion setup turns into something far more psychological and unpredictable. The confined setting only heightens the suspense, keeping the audience guessing about who's really in control and what they're capable of. Joely Richardson delivers a standout performance as the mother, shifting effortlessly between warmth, fear, and menace. Her presence anchors the film, adding emotional depth and tension to every scene. The supporting cast, including Sadie Soverall and Neil Linpao, who also co-wrote the script, brings an intensity and unpredictability that keeps the stakes high. The chemistry between the characters plays a huge role in maintaining the story's momentum. In the end, Little Bone Lodge is a sharp, slow-burning thriller that thrives on atmosphere and character. It's a great example of how a small-scale production can deliver big psychological thrills. Jennifer Connelly shines as his emotionally fragile wife, bringing complexity to a character torn between denial and grief. Dakota Fanning is intense. Number 8. 13 Sins. 13 Sins, directed by Daniel Stam, is a sharp and twisted psychological thriller that explores how desperation can drive a person to the edge. A remake of the Thai film 13 Game of Death, this version infuses dark humor and social commentary into its high-stakes premise. Stam, known for The Last Exorcism, directs with a tight grip on pacing and tension, keeping viewers on edge as the story escalates from unsettling to outright chaotic. The story follows Elliot, a mild-mannered and recently fired salesman drowning in debt, who receives a mysterious phone call offering him the chance to win a life-changing sum of money. The catch? He must complete 13 increasingly disturbing tasks, with each challenge more extreme than the last. As Elliot progresses, the lines between right and wrong begin to blur, and his moral boundaries are pushed to their limits. The film cleverly escalates the tension with each new task, blending suspense, horror, and moral dilemma into a fast-paced, unpredictable narrative that keeps you guessing what's coming next. Mark Webber gives a strong performance as Elliot, making him both relatable and tragic as his character descends into moral ambiguity. Ron Perlman lends gravitas as a detective, unraveling the mystery from another angle, while Devin Gray brings energy as Elliot's younger brother. The supporting cast helps flesh out the emotional stakes, grounding the film's outlandish concept in very real human fears: poverty, humiliation, and desperation. In the end, 13 Sins is a gripping, high-concept thriller that blends psychological tension with social critique. It's a wild ride that explores how far someone will go when pushed to the brink, and how easily society can turn morality into a game. For fans of films like Saw or Black Mirror, 13 Sins offers a tense, thought-provoking experience that lingers well after the final challenge. Number 7. Stoker. Stoker, directed by Park Chan-wook in his English-language debut, is a visually stunning and psychologically rich thriller that blends gothic atmosphere with Hitchcockian suspense. Known for his bold style in films like Oldboy, Park brings his signature elegance and tension to this eerie tale of family secrets and dark desires. The story follows India Stoker, a quiet and enigmatic teenager, coping with the sudden death of her father. Her life takes a strange turn when her mysterious and charming Uncle Charlie arrives to stay with her and her emotionally distant mother. As India begins to unravel the truth about her uncle and the darkness that surrounds him, she also begins to discover unsettling truths about herself. The film unfolds with deliberate pacing and mounting unease, creating a twisted coming-of-age story layered with secrets, tension, and subtle menace. Mia Wasikowska delivers a hypnotic performance as India, capturing her quiet intensity and internal struggle with remarkable depth. Matthew Good is chillingly smooth as Uncle Charlie, exuding both charisma and danger in equal measure. Nicole Kidman adds a simmering layer of emotional complexity as the distant and damaged mother. The chemistry among the three leads enhances the film's moody and mysterious atmosphere, while Park's direction ensures every glance and gesture feels loaded with meaning. In the end, Stoker is a bold, stylish, and deeply unsettling thriller that lingers in the mind long after it ends. With its haunting score, stunning cinematography, and eerie performances, it's a slow-burning tale of transformation and hidden darkness. For those who enjoy psychological thrillers with artistic flair and emotional complexity, Stoker is an unforgettable experience. Number 6. Killer Joe. Killer Joe, directed by William Friedkin, The Exorcist, The French Connection, is a gritty and darkly comedic southern noir that doesn't pull any punches. Adapted from the play by Tracy Letts, who also wrote the screenplay, the film dives deep into the underbelly of desperation, greed, and moral decay. The story follows Chris, a young man in debt to the wrong people, who hatches a deadly plan to solve his problems. Hire a hitman to kill his estranged mother and collect her life insurance. The hitman is Joe Cooper, a Dallas detective who moonlights as a contract killer, and he's not someone to mess with. When Chris can't pay Joe up front, the killer takes an unconventional form of collateral, Chris's innocent younger sister, Dottie. What follows is a tense, unpredictable spiral into violence, manipulation, and twisted power dynamics. The film balances pitch-black humor with disturbing realism, keeping you uncomfortable yet intrigued at every turn. Matthew McConaughey gives a career-defining performance as Joe, blending charm, menace, and icy control into a character who is equal parts terrifying and fascinating. Emile Hirsch, Juno Temple, Thomas Hayden Church, and Gina Gershon round out the cast with raw, emotionally charged performances that capture the dysfunctional and desperate nature of their characters. The chemistry among the ensemble crackles, making every scene feel volatile and dangerous. In the end, Killer Joe is not for the faint of heart, but for fans of dark, edgy thrillers with moral ambiguity and razor-sharp tension, it's a must-see. Friedkin's fearless direction and McConaughey's magnetic presence make it a brutal, unforgettable ride. Number 5. Chained. Chained, directed by Jennifer Lynch, is a dark, disturbing psychological thriller that delves into the mind of a serial killer and the lasting trauma of captivity. With a chilling premise and intimate focus on two characters, Lynch crafts a harrowing exploration of abuse, identity, and control. The story follows a young boy named Tim who is abducted by a taxi-driving serial killer named Bob after a seemingly ordinary ride turns nightmarish. Bob kills Tim's mother and keeps the boy prisoner in his isolated home, renaming him Rabbit and raising him to be a servant, and possibly something more. As the years pass, the twisted relationship between captor and captive evolves into a dangerous psychological power struggle. The film explores what happens when violence becomes a twisted form of parenting, and whether one can escape the influence of such manipulation. It's a slow-burn thriller that builds tension through emotional horror rather than gore, focusing on the internal battle between learned cruelty and suppressed humanity. Vincent D'Onofrio gives a terrifyingly convincing performance as Bob, balancing menace with a chilling kind of calm. His portrayal of a killer who believes he's teaching life lessons adds depth to what could have been a one-note villain. Eamon Farron is deeply compelling as the older rabbit, conveying years of silent suffering and inner conflict with remarkable restraint. Their dynamic carries the film, creating a constant tension that's psychological rather than physical. In the end, Chained is a bleak but thought-provoking film that lingers in your mind. It doesn't offer easy answers or neat resolutions, but it dares to explore the complexities of violence, trauma, and choice. For viewers who can handle its disturbing subject matter, Chained is a gripping and emotionally resonant thriller that pushes boundaries and leaves a lasting impact. Number 4. Deadfall. Deadfall, directed by Stefan Ruzowitzki, an Academy Award winner for The Counterfeiters, is a tense and moody crime thriller that mixes family drama with gritty suspense. Set against the harsh, snow-covered landscapes of the American-Canadian border, the film uses its bleak setting to enhance a story that's as emotionally complex as it is physically intense. The story follows siblings Addison and Liza, who, after a casino heist goes wrong, crash their getaway car and decide to split up in the freezing wilderness. As Addison carves a violent path through the snowy landscape, Liza crosses paths with an ex-convict named Jay, who's on his own troubled journey home for Thanksgiving. Their stories gradually converge, leading to a tense, emotional showdown. Deadfall explores themes of family, redemption, and survival, all while maintaining a sense of danger and unpredictability throughout. Its slow build of tension and character-driven focus make it more than just a typical crime thriller. The film features strong performances from a talented cast. Eric Bana brings a chilling charisma to the role of Addison, portraying him as both calculating and strangely sympathetic. Olivia Wilde is compelling as Liza, torn between loyalty to her brother and the possibility of a new life. Charlie Hunnam adds emotional weight as Jay, while veteran actors Chris Christopherson and Sissy Spacek provide grounded, heartfelt performances as Jay's parents. The ensemble cast adds richness to the film's emotional core, making every interaction feel meaningful. In the end, Deadfall is a stylish and well-acted thriller that stands out thanks to its wintry atmosphere, solid performances, and a narrative that blends action with character depth. While it's a quieter film than most heist thrillers, its exploration of fractured relationships and moral choices gives it staying power. For fans of tense, character-driven stories with a sharp edge, Deadfall is a hidden gem worth discovering. Number 3. Mud. Mud, directed by Jeff Nichols, is a beautifully crafted coming-of-age thriller that blends Southern Gothic atmosphere with heartfelt storytelling. Known for his emotionally grounded work in films like Take Shelter, Nichols brings a lyrical, almost mythic quality to Mud, creating a story that feels both timeless and deeply personal. The story follows two teenage boys, Ellis and Neckbone, who discover a fugitive named Mud hiding out on a small island in the Mississippi River. Mud claims he's on the run for killing a man to protect the woman he loves, and he enlists the boys' help to repair a boat and reunite with her. As they become more involved in Mud's dangerous plan, the boys begin to question what love, loyalty, and trust really mean. The film gently builds tension without relying on heavy action, instead focusing on emotional stakes and the growing maturity of its young protagonists. It's a coming-of-age tale wrapped in mystery and quiet suspense. Matthew McConaughey delivers a powerful, understated performance as Mud, portraying him as a man full of contradictions, both romantic and dangerous, hopeful and haunted. Ty Sheridan shines as Ellis, offering a remarkably mature and sincere portrayal of a boy caught between childhood innocence and harsh adult realities. In the end, Mud is more than just a thriller. It's a moving story about growing up, believing in love, and confronting the complexities of human nature. Jeff Nichols creates a film that's both suspenseful and heartfelt, capturing the magic and melancholy of adolescence with rare sensitivity. Number 2. The Whistleblower. The Whistleblower, directed by Larisa Kondraki, is a gripping political thriller based on true events that bravely tackles the dark realities of human trafficking and corruption within international organizations. Kondraki's direction is sharp and focused, handling harrowing subject matter with sensitivity and urgency. This is not a film for the faint of heart. It's a powerful, socially conscious drama that puts justice and accountability front and center. The story follows Catherine Bolkovac, a Nebraska police officer who takes a job as a UN peacekeeper in post-war Bosnia. Expecting to help rebuild a war-torn country, she instead uncovers a horrifying network of human trafficking involving international personnel and a system of silence and complicity protecting the perpetrators. As she fights to expose the truth, Catherine is met with bureaucratic resistance and personal danger. The film builds tension, not through spectacle, but through the shocking implications of real-world injustice, making the viewer feel every moral and emotional weight of her journey. Rachel Weisz delivers a commanding and heartfelt performance as Bolkovac, capturing her transformation from idealistic officer to relentless whistleblower with passion and restraint. Weisz anchors the film with both vulnerability and strength, making the character's struggle deeply relatable. In the end, The Whistleblower is a powerful, thought-provoking thriller that serves as both an emotional drama and an exposé of international corruption. It's a rare film that manages to be both suspenseful and deeply meaningful, shedding light on global issues too often ignored. Number 1. The Negotiator. The Negotiator, directed by F. Gary Gray, is a smart, high-stakes thriller that blends tense psychological drama with explosive action. Gray, known for his skill in crafting character-driven crime stories, brings precision and intensity to this gripping film. The story follows Danny Roman, a top police hostage negotiator in Chicago, who finds himself framed for embezzlement and murder by corrupt colleagues. With no one to trust and time running out, Roman takes hostages in a desperate bid to uncover the truth and prove his innocence. He demands that another top negotiator, Chris Sabian, be brought in to handle the situation. What unfolds is a psychological chess match between two skilled minds where every word, gesture, and decision could mean life or death. The film thrives on its sharp dialogue, layered tension, and the moral ambiguity of its characters. Samuel L. Jackson delivers a powerhouse performance as Danny Roman, capturing both his intensity and vulnerability as a man cornered by betrayal. Kevin Spacey matches him beat for beat as Chris Sabian, bringing a calm, cerebral energy that complements Jackson's fiery presence. Their dynamic is electric, and the film is at its best when the two share the screen. Strong supporting turns by David Morse, J.T. Walsh, and John Spencer help round out a cast filled with complex, believable characters. In the end, The Negotiator is a tightly wound, expertly crafted thriller that keeps you guessing until the final moment. It balances suspense with intelligence, anchored by two magnetic lead performances, and a script that respects the audience's attention. Well, this is it. Share your impressions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to never miss a good movie again.